Sagittarius, I hope that you're doing great. Welcome to your general reading for 2023. We are going to start with 2022 though, and 2022 has been an incredibly challenging year. But when we go through a challenging period, there is a definite reason for that. The soul has a reason for that. So we are going to start off by just having a look at a lot of the challenges that you had in 2022, what was the reason for that, for your soul growth? Because when you understand that, you also don't have to repeat certain lessons. And I mean, who wants to do that, And then we're going to go into 2023 to see what is the goal for your soul in 2023. And then I'm going to draw cards for you very specifically for love, career, and finance. And we're going to clarify that. And then at the end of the reading, I'm going to draw some cards for, the situations in life that you get where you're like, oh, if only I knew this, I wouldn't have had to go through, this and this and that. So I want to see what are some of those things for you in 2023, so you don't have to go through some of the not so pleasant things unnecessarily. And then stay with me all the way to the end, because at the end of the reading, you've got that one burning question, that one concern, that one dream, that vision, that goal, that heart's desire, which you may not tell anybody about even, or may not even want to dare to dream for 2023. You're going to see what the angels' guidance is around that for you. Okay, so let's get right into it. We're going to start with 2022. For all of you that have been supporting my channel throughout 2021 and even before that, know that I really, really appreciate you. Thank you for your comments, your shares, your likes, your subscriptions. I really, really appreciate it. And if it's your first time here, I'd like to welcome you, and I hope that you would consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, so let's see what we have, beautiful Sag. There's a card sliding out for you. But I get this one specifically, so I'm going to take this one. Let's see what it is. Playfulness. Okay, so it's like many of you in 2022, your biggest soul lesson there was really learning to chillax a little bit, learning to play a little bit more. And what I mean by that is, for many of the readings that I did for you in 2022, Sagittarius, I've really picked up how challenging it was for so many of you. And I'm also familiar with a lot of those challenges that you may have been going through, because I'm a Sagittarius rising. During a lot of those stages, it is like you lost a lightness about yourself, that dynamic, playful energy that you experience when things do feel good and when things are flowing. A lot of you lost that because there's just so much that has been happening that, it was more energy of like, what is the point? I need to reserve my energy so I have enough to just get to do what it is that I need to do, and just get it done whenever it's going to get done. A lot of you may have felt that it almost like this year could have been somehow, this 2022, that it was almost like a personal punishment from the hand of God, to like punish you for you don't even know what. And some of you may have said, if I can at least know what I did wrong, like if you can at least tell me, that sort of thing. And I feel that for a lot of you, a lot of your unhealed patterns, Sagittarius, has come to the surface. And the reason why those patterns came to the surface is so that you could deal with those things and be free of that energy. Because even if we are not consciously aware of, subconscious patterns, suppressed energies, even if we're not consciously aware of what those patterns are, they still do continue to have a very detrimental effect, in our lives, and we still repeat the same things over and over and over and over. So it definitely was time for you, to get sort of like, off that hamster wheel. And in order to get off the hamster wheel, life needed to first make you aware of the fact that you were actually on the hamster wheel, because you may have been sort of aware of it, but not as acutely as you needed to really move away from the patterns that were not serving you best. Okay. Just want to let you know, I hear some loud laughter there in the back. The boys are home, so there might be some sudden noises streaming up here. Let's look at your energy for 2023. Sag. The moon. Okay? And I love this so much. So in 2023, you are creating your experience of life, manifesting through the law of attraction in the most amazing way that you really can, manifest through the law of attraction. And that is through your emotions, which technically speaking is how we always manifest in anyways. But I feel that what some of you may not have been aware of, and you may have said, to hell with all of that, to hell with all of that law of attraction rubbish and whatever. This is life, and one just has to be logical, and this is, it is what it is type of thing. But what we often don't realize is that is a creative energy. It's always a creative energy. So when you say, whatever, screw that, I don't actually care, you are actually manifesting those sort of experiences for yourself. So for many of you, you may have even felt a little bit like a victim of life. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with feeling that way, because sometimes life just gets freaking tough. It gets hard. And so you're going to a space where I feel that you are more aware of your emotions. And yes, you will definitely benefit from paying closer attention to how it is that you feel and stuff like that, because that sort of like really, really, helps you to manifest better. But then again, there is no point in pretending that you're okay when you're not okay. Because, a lot of times people say, I'm just going to be happy and smiling so that the universe can see that I'm cool. But then I'd like to remind you of something, that you are the universe expressing itself in human form. And you can't really lie to yourself, But I do see a beautiful uplifting energy that's taking place. And somehow it seems, and for most of you, I will say this already started, this already initiated. It's about to get so much better though, where you are doing better. So everything might not be resolved yet the way that you'd like to have it. There might still be some painful experiences ahead for you because you are still in that transformative stage. But the biggest things that you needed to do and face and get through and work through, my beautiful Sag, those things are behind you. Those things you dealt with, okay? So your energy itself is lighter because you have released a lot of things that were holding you back. And I want you to think of this new energy that I can already feel for you and going into 2023. Think of it as a ship that is out on the water. Healthy ship, nothing wrong with the ship, perfectly capable ship. But the anchor's being put down. And when you lift up the anchor, the ship automatically begins to move. A ship is never going to stand still in water, even if the water itself doesn't move much, because there are other forces at work, gravity, and the earth is moving and all those type of things, And obviously the pull of the moon is a lot stronger when it comes to water because, the energy of the moon has a big effect on water. So when you lift that anchor, the ship begins to move. Even if it's not 100% sort of like, on course for where it is that you want to go, there's movement. And so the same thing happens with your energy, when there's a lot of unresolved things in your subconscious, in the part that you're not so aware of. You're not so aware of it, but it's like the anchor that is down. And then when you begin to release those things, resolve those things, work through those things, it's like lifting that anchor, so movement is beginning to take place and the course is about to be set for you. Love it. All right, Sag, let's look at the three aspects that Spirit has guided me to look at for you: love, career, and finances. Okay. If any of you are interested in learning to read the tarot, there's some links in the description for the courses that I have. Do check it out. First couple of lessons are free. Right, so all three of your cards came out all at once and you've got a bonus card, and boy do I love it. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, it's about financial breakthroughs. So if you have, and I've actually started to pick this up in your readings, which I love, in your weekly readings. But if you've been feeling that, no matter how hard you try, like you are hitting your head against a wall, Sagittarius, And you know, there's maybe amazing things in life that you'd like to have done, but you can't see how you'll be able to afford it, or you might think that, you know, I have to really plan around this financially for a quite extended period of time. It's going to take me so long. And here's the thing, it's a good thing to make a plan. It's a good thing to have a plan. It's a good thing to go at pros and cons. It's a very good thing to have a plan on paper, especially if there is a positive energy going into the planning on that piece of paper. Because what happens is that you change your vibration, and it's like a vision board. You are giving the universe that very clear idea of what it is that you'd like to have. But remember, I can't remember who's the other energy that I reminded this to. I can't recall now. I think it was Aries. I can't remember. But the full picture that we see, so all the opportunities you see for yourself, all the options that you see for yourself, the full picture that you see is only part of the picture. There is so much more to the picture, okay? And so you can say to the universe that, you know, this is my plan, this is the best plan that I have available, but listen, if you want to upgrade this plan, by all means, go right ahead, you know? Giving the universe that leeway will definitely serve to your benefit. I just want to draw another card for that Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful financial breakthrough. For those of you where maybe we're going to look at love now, but it's coming up here with the Ace of Pentacles already. For those of you where love is not sort of doing that well, you could be looking forward to great things. What I always like to say with the Ace of Pentacles and in my coaching as well is that a lot of times the reason why we're having trouble with the heart, with the emotions, with the romance, is often because of, you know, materialistic needs, money and the things that money can buy. And when those things instantly and in a healthy way, in a way that you deserve, because that's what's coming for you, when it gets resolved like that, your heart can open because that burden is released from you. So just to put it in context for you, Sagittarius, so learned a lot of those lessons. So last year, this year still technically, but in 2022, you got to see a lot of the things that are withholding you from that beautiful joy. Because I mean, Sagittarius energy is such a pleasure. It is, you all are just such a pleasure. I love Sagittarius. But you were sort of more operating in your darker side. So because you work through a lot of those things, you're moving into that lighter side, which only, you know, goes to logically reason that the good things then come towards you. It just makes logical sense, really. And then that, usually because those things are taken care of, then you can also open the heart. So, okay, wait. There's too many cards here. I'm just going to put these cards back. Just one card, please, for the Ace of Pentacles. All right. King of Wands. Love. You are ready for beautiful love. You are ready for it. Okay? Let's just look at love specifically. There with that. So for love specifically, you got a 10 of Wands. This is about the emotional release. So maybe a connection is coming to an end here for you. I feel that it might have been dragging here for a while. Because the thing about you, Sagittarius, is that you are a lot more sensitive than people realize, you know. And it's actually quite funny because I have got two sisters, and my one sister is a Sagittarius. And, you know, she always makes the joke that people will say that she's the hard one, she's the tough one, she's the one that takes no nonsense. But she's the softest of us all. I mean, I take no nonsense from nobody, neither does my other sister. You know, the Sagittarius is the soft one. And so you may have been holding on to something there for quite a while, Sagittarius, but I feel that you now understand instinctively, logically, emotionally, mentally, that it is time to let something go. You kind of got that logical understanding. And if you are dealing with a person here specifically, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to let the person go. But what we have, sometimes we have to almost like, I would say, almost like update your terms and conditions, you know? Um, because basically, Sagittarius, is if you think of yourself 5 years ago, so let's say you've been with someone for quite a while, even if you've been with more than one person, doesn't have to be 5 years, could be a year as well. But when you really, if you think about, let's make it 5 years ago, and don't think love. Don't think love, don't think work, just think yourself 5 years ago versus who you are now. You are a very different person. You have grown. You have had a lot of experiences in life. You've gone through the whole pandemic. You know, you faced a lot of your fears in the dark night of the soul, and it was a lot of inner healing. And I feel there was a lot of isolation for a lot of you. There may have been a lot of, or at least some physical abuse for some of you, emotional abuse, mental abuse, verbal abuse. And all of that has sort of really, you know, first of all, robbed you of the beautiful, almost like innocence of who you are. And so, you know, 2022 was all about getting that back. But you have changed. Trauma changes us. And I can see that it changed you for the better. And I can see that you're in the process of maybe releasing someone, or it could also be that you want to be with someone new, or you just want to be on your own. You don't have to necessarily be with someone. But what I can see in 2023, what's happening, it is a beautiful healing of your heart. Where, say maybe 18 years ago, you were in a connection that maybe left an emotional scar with you. And you may not even have been aware of it, or you might not have wanted to look at it, or maybe you were in sort of like a dragging along sort of like connection really. And I see you letting go of that now. And what I love is I see you letting go. Yes, there's pain. Yes, there's tears. There's some fears, uncertainty. But there's an inner, expanding inner peace, which is amazing. It's really, really great. Okay. With your career really going into your strength, whilst you were not, you know, and even still maybe holding on to that love connection, my beautiful Sagittarius, there could be a space where you were not really giving yourself the best of the best, you know. You were very much in a formative space here, shaping. So it doesn't mean that you weren't capable of doing your job or anything like that. It is more an energy of, you may have been looking for solutions in different places, you know? So then you maybe try the religious route, then you try the spiritual route, then you try the atheist route, then you try this route, then you try that route. And those are really all just examples. But, you know, you're trying this and trying that. And there's nothing wrong with giving things a chance. And I mean, even I take my head off to you. Well, my top off to you, you know? But I feel that you, and again, it's so amazing how through the most difficult things in life, sometimes we can gain the most, because you may not have enjoyed the experience all that much, but I also feel that you really got to see who the fuck you are. You know, you may not have been that aware of it. You know, I feel that for many of you are like, oh, I'll just see where life takes me, and you know, it's okay, I'll just roll with that, and I'll just roll with that. And that may be the highest sort of positive attitude that you are capable of opening yourself up to, of aligning with at the time. Nothing wrong with that. We can only do what we can do. You know, there's no point in blaming yourself for what you couldn't do. But now you're ready for more, especially in career. Whoever messed with you in 2022, they better know it's not gonna happen in 2023, you know. And finances, a little bit of a crossroads there with finances. The thing about this card that I always say is that, you know, just because you don't see the solution doesn't mean that the solution doesn't exist. Remember, this card popped right out here, the Ace of Pentacles. Financial breakthrough that makes your heart smile. So you can be looking forward to some amazing things with finances. So if you are feeling like, I don't know, the finance gods are taking you at the back of your head and basically literally pulling your head down, you know, the tar road, that has come to an end for you. That has come to an end for you. You might get some complimentary plastic surgery and Botox, by the way, you know. Finances. Many of you are not seeing a way out. But with this energy in this card, what it more often than not centers around is that you may not realize that what you seek, and I'm speaking more in energy where you feel that you should be or where things are going to work out, you are already there. Okay? So I'm going to strongly encourage you, Sagittarius, to open yourself to the idea and to speak to the universe and to say, if the perfect solution for me is already set in place, I open my heart, my mind, and my soul to that. Place your hand on your heart and claim that for yourself. Okay? Let's clarify for you, my beauties. So we're going to start by clarifying that 10 of Wands over there for love energy. But what I can tell you, one thing for 2023, this is your year for love and for finance. Financial success, emotional success. Expanding inner peace of mind. It's like the sun is coming out and just shining on you. And also take a look at your basic astrological chart, Sagittarius. And if you don't know what it is, there's a link in the description. It says free natal chart. Click it and check it out. I promise you, it is one of the best things that you can do for yourself. Okay? All right. 8 of Wands in reverse. 6 of Wands in reverse. 3 of Cups in reverse. This is really, really good. Comma back. ... Okay? So I see that you are no longer breaking your back for someone else. You have really, really, really tried to make the love department work. Whether it was with someone, whether it's within yourself, you really, really tried. But what often happens is when we try that much, what really happens is that the price that you pay, the sacrifice that you make is yourself. Even your own dignity in a way. And I feel that for some of you, you really came face to face with that. Something happened that made you realize, oh golly gosh, I can't be doing that. So yes, moving away from a person, moving away from an energy, whether this is a current separation or a past energy that is being resolved. This could be a marriage that is, and some might don't get divorced, some might get annulled, whatever it is, it could be a relationship that is being tied off. The one big thing that I want to encourage you towards is not to cut yourself off in a sense of done with love. Don't do that. Okay? Don't do that. Because there's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful promise of love available to you that really ticks all your boxes, Sagittarius. Friends, family, social life, whether you're introverted, extroverted. By the way, for those of you that might be watching this and it's not a Sagittarius, or you're not familiar with Sagittarius, or don't have strong Sagittarius in your chart, Sagittarius typically, they can be very seemingly extroverted, but they're more introverted really. They're more like sort of like, they're quite a bit like me. They're sort of like an extroverted introvert, Happy to be at home and just do a duvet day. Unless they go out and then they're the life of the party. So yes, I can see that you are, letting go, releasing, but also don't close the door to love. Don't close the door to love, okay? Because there's a beautiful connection here for you. And what is happening here is that, you get a previous connection that is preparing you for the twin flame connection that is presenting itself to you here. So calling a spade, this beautiful twin flame connection possibility. All right? Don't miss out on your twin flame connection. Okay? Don't say no to your twin flame connection, basically. Don't miss out on it. Let's see what we've got with career. All in all, I would say though, when it does come to emotions, you're doing fine. Like it may have taken you quite a while to get to this point, but now that you are here, I see very good things ahead for you, my beautiful Sag. Let's look at career. Promotions might be very possible for you in this upcoming year. Beautiful promotions. 4 cards coming out. We're going to look at the first 2. So you've got the Tower there with your masked energy and the 4 of Wands. And the 4 of Wands is also typically called the marriage card. So beautiful breakthroughs here in career. Beautiful going to that next level. So for some of you, you may have just been, going through the motions, doing what you're supposed to do. Boys, I'm busy. Sorry. Guys, can you please be quiet? And there goes the dog. All right. Anyway, so really incredible breakthroughs. Many reasons to celebrate. So you see how an energy can express itself in different ways, because in many ways in your career, it's the same thing that's repeating itself, that's happening in your emotional state pertaining to love. It's just that I feel that you are more close to love, to giving it a second chance. Whereas with career, you're all on board. You've got the 9 of Wands and the Magician energy there as well. Very much on board. And I can see you really turning lemons into lemonade when it comes to your career. So anything that is a problem, if there's any sort of area where you maybe need to, maybe gain more knowledge, that sort of thing, more education or like additional training or courses or whatever, be that you get the training or give the training. I see you really stepping out of your comfort zone into the light, into prosperity, into abundance. And it's beautiful because it's balanced. Your voice is really being heard. If you have been surrounded by bullies, remember those bullies were reflecting what was going on inside of you. So if you've been surrounded by bullies in your career, Sagittarius, you are moving past that, because there's a different energy now, where you are the one who's stepping forward in power and you're the one in control now. And because of that, everybody actually really benefits, which is really, really great, because you just basically make a better leader than many others. Okay, so you're definitely called to leadership. Let's see what we have in finance. Because some of you have definitely, your energy is already there. You just need to sort of open yourself to it. I feel that for many of you, when it comes to finance, you don't necessarily have a lack of it, but there's a bit of a survival energy there. There's some fear there. There might be some unresolved past traumas here, childhood traumas that were not fully resolved. Might be here, my beautiful, beautiful Sagittarius. But you're moving past. Oh, yes. So happy, so excited. So you got the Wheel of Fortune, the 10 of Pentacles, so 10-10 energy, cycles of completions, new beginnings, and the 7 of Wands. 7 is also that energy where you're just about ready to go into that abundance. All right? So improving finances, if you like that, claim that for yourself. Improving finances. Opportunities to make more money, where I feel that you can even have that experience, my beautiful Sagittarius, where there's maybe a payout of sorts in 2023. It can come quite early in the year. There might actually be 2 for you. Maybe one in around March, one towards like September, October. Where there's payouts where you're like, oh, didn't know that, didn't expect that. It's almost like money manifesting from thin air. Beautiful family life balance. And you are able to do the things that you want to do for your family, in your home space. All those personal things that you'd like to do. And that could be that you maybe want to completely, or maybe need to completely renovate your home. Or it can be that you want to do your nails, I don't know, once a month. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful promise for you. And there's a growing of strength. I saw this for all the water signs readings. So Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. They have this beautiful personal energy that is really shining up. And as I encourage them, I'm going to encourage you as well to maybe look at your sacral chakra. If you don't know what your sacral chakra is, SACRAL. Maybe Google it. There's a lot of information on YouTube. But your personal energy is expanding. You forgot who you are. You are remembering who you are and really benefiting from that. Definitely benefiting from remembering who you are, prosperously so. Because you are remembering who you are once again, and that is amazing. Listen, that's amazing. Okay? Even look here at the bottom of the deck, you've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is all about, doing your own thing, doing you, boo. Okay? Now, this is the part of the reading where you want to know what it is that you might want to look out for, what you want to steer clear for, not meaning to scare you, just what you want to know. So you don't walk into unnecessary potholes. So you got the Emperor that presented itself. I love this Emperor card. Isn't it funky? So you got the Emperor there with the new moon, new beginnings. Not taking nobody's nonsense anymore. Two of Swords and the Empress. So again, don't fight love. Don't be committed to the idea that the solution has to be difficult, tough, hard, long, challenging. Because if that is the only thing that you open your mind to, that is the only thing the universe can give you. Okay? Don't fight yourself. Don't fight yourself for, I didn't know this, I put up with this for so long, if only I didn't do this. You've done it and you can't change it. It is what it was. Okay? Step into your energy. Don't be afraid to shine, my beauties. Okay? Don't be afraid to shine. There's a lot of abundance that's coming ahead for you. And now, let's look at one burning question for 2023, that wish, that hope, that desire. Let's see what that is for you, Sagittarius. So let's see what the angels have got for you there on that. This card, two cards. You're the first people to get two cards. The situation will improve. So if you've been feeling like, I'm trying to stay positive, but you've got a beautiful confirmation from the angels, the situation will improve. Claim that for yourself. Reconsider. Reconsider if what you are thinking at the moment or expecting for yourself at the moment, if that is the best. And you may not know what might be better, but you can open yourself to that. Okay? You are more powerful than you realize. You're really moving into your power again. You really forgot who you are, but you are remembering, and it's beautiful. It's amazing. Okay? So that's what I got for you, Sagittarius. I hope that it helps. From my heart, I want to wish you the best possible 2023. I hope that it's more beautiful than you could ever even imagine, in ways that only serve your highest good. I hope that all your dreams come true. I hope that you find love and beauty and abundance and prosperity and success, and just have so many reasons for your heart to just absolutely smile. And so it is. From my heart, namaste, love and light. See you next time. Bye.